Hello, YouTube. Welcome to another edition of the Ghostlight Social. I feel like I'm coming down with something. So, touch wood.
Hang on a minute. When you say you feel like you're coming down with something, do you mean the something, or you're not going there?
Temperature's fine. I'm not really coughing more than normal, so I think I'm all right. I just feel like shit. So that's why I'm
sorry
like.
I hope you're feeling better, but if you can work on that work on your stories for Monday, that would help us out.
A long time ago, I auditioned for some acting classes in Manchester, the Manchester School of Acting, and there was someone behind the desk kind of taking our Polaroid and signing us in and stuff, and I thought I recognised her, like immediately, just thought, I know you, but then just kind of went along and just thought, don't say anything, just carry on as normal, and went and sat down, and I was like, do I know her? Like, do I really know this person? And is this really embarrassing that I don't know who she is? It's like, did she go to Wakefield College? Is she a friend of an ex-girlfriend? Is she, I met her in a pub somewhere or something like that? And the entire 3 hours I spent doing this audition, that was the forefront of my mind. Anyway, we get through the audition. I'm walking up back towards Piccadilly Station, and audibly, out loud, in front of all the people, I went, fucking Zara Morgan. So I'd like to introduce our guests. Becca Lindley, and we've got Kelly Condron.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, ladies. How are we?
Very well, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, I'm very good indeed. And all the better for hearing that story from Mike.
I think people still I think that's the thing. Did she go to my school? That's the thing. I know her. She go to my school. And you kind of get into that. They ask then, did you go to my school? And you, no. And then they keep going, do you know such about it? No. And it's like, at what point do you go, oh, I used to do this?
Yeah.
Because it's really awkward. And I remember my husband said to me once, just next time somebody asks, just say it. Just say, I used to be on Hollyoaks. There's nothing wrong with it. And I was like, right, okay, I'll do it. And I went to the hospital, and I was like, this doctor came and saw me. He's like, I really recognise your face. And I went, oh, I used to be on Hollyoaks. And you could see from his face he's never watched the show in his life. And I was mortified. And but God bless him, he went, yeah, it's probably that. So never again. I just go through the whole rigmarole around. I didn't go to that college. No, I don't know her. No, I don't know him.
Yeah, I'm good. Enjoyed the sunshine today and yesterday. A little bit too much, probably. So
songs for our playlist.
I'm like terrible with music. Like really, really like have shocking taste in music. Yeah. So the one that I've got that's going to absolutely bring your list down has to be Al. No, you ready? It's going to be Al Green. Let's Stay Together. Random. That's my wedding song. So that's why it's on there. Well, because yesterday's particularly, everyone was like talking like really cool music stuff, and it was all really cool. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go with my wedding song.
It's great. It's a great song.
We met. Adam had a restaurant, and we met in his restaurant. And they used to have a singer on, like a turn on a Sunday, and they always used to sing "Let's Stay Together." And the lyrics were quite kind of true to us, really.
Was his initial chat up line? Was it? Did you go to my school? I recognise.
No, he played it properly cool. Like he wasn't bothered.
I think it's pretty hard to follow.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So Becca.
Yeah.
Well, because I miss gigging so much, it was between two. I'm just gonna go with the really cool one because it's fun and we like singing it. It says White Noise by Disclosure, so it's a bit of a banger. It reminds me of really good times with my band, and I have a good time singing it. It's just a thing that's giving me some joy and something to look forward to when we get out.
Are you managing to sort of get together and stuff with the band?
We haven't really had anything rehearsal wise, just because we don't really need to. Me and the other singer are going to make some set lists and just kind of send it out, but we have like inquiries coming in for next year, but obviously everyone's cancelling now, so I'm just like, oh, it's fine, we'll just get some more bookings next year, we'll just start again, it's no problem. Because nothing really beats being in a room together rather than trying to do it over Skype or Zoom or whatever.
So you're not going full Gary Barlow and sort of just doing everything with everyone on Instagram?
No, I'm not. But like we are, like obviously me and my boyfriend who's a drummer, he's like doing stuff and sending it out, and we're getting involved in loads of different things. So kind of Logic is our friend right now, so we're recording and doing fun things that way instead.
I mean, who has a recording studio in the house? Kelly.
Yeah. Not for singing. Not for singing. I can't sing.
Singing. Can you not sing at all?
No, I think I can, but no.
But you do a lot of voiceovers and things now, don't you? Hence your studio.
Yes, that's what the studio's for. So I set up. I've been doing voiceovers for years, and I started. There was a reality TV show called Celebrity Scissorhands, and that's what started my voiceover career. Oh. And then I took some time off when I had my 2 kids, and the industry just completely changed. And now it's quite an interesting industry that you can get your own work and you can work from home. So I work with my agent for kind of the really big gigs, but then equally have my own clients for the day-to-day stuff. I had a studio downstairs, which was my Harry Potter cupboard, which was just under the stairs, and it was just like a padded cell, and you could only be in there for so long before you could stop breathing. We got a sound engineer in to do one of the spare rooms to get that up and running. So that's why I've got a studio, not because I sing.
And are you still managing to do stuff, or is that all stopped?
I'm working at the Manchester School of Acting. I'm still there. And our school closed when schools got locked down, basically. We're doing sessions and things like that for our current students. And then the voiceover side of stuff is still going, really. You've seen a drop in it, because I'm lucky that I've got a studio, because there's a lot of voices that have had to scramble to set something up, which is amazing. It's supposed frowned upon to go, oh, everyone's setting a studio up now, but, you know, fair play to him. Yeah. So there is still stuff coming in to do stuff. It's quieter. There's a lot of COVID-19 voiceovers, believe it or not. A couple of them was randomly for a radio station in Canada about don't go to the walking centre.
Is that with a Canadian accent, or are you putting accents on?
No. No. So people usually, if they want, my voice usually gets used when you want something that kind of just sounds genuine and authentic. So I'm either sat next to you having a cup of tea. That kind and caring is what the NHS go for.
What's the most coronavirus thing you've done?
So there's 2 things. The Diary of an Isolated Mum, which is me doing videos on all of my social media, absolutely losing the plot. It's kind of a little skit, a little Mickey take on things that is happening. So banana bread. Did you know? Banana bread and health and fitness and things like that. And then the other one, this is slightly embarrassing as I am far too old for it, but I joined TikTok.
Yeah.
Too old for TikTok. Just putting those videos on, to be honest. Although I did one the other day with my daughter, and it's like, do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? And she's going, no. And then I go, what do you have then? And she's 4, and she goes, Alive. And timing's brilliant. I'm like, oh my God, your time is awesome.
I did particularly like the homeschooling one with the teacher because your kids, they were trying really hard to hit you on the back of the head with those things. You could see they obviously had a cue word, whatever it was, because as soon as you said it, they went.
I think they enjoyed that one particularly.
Yeah, joined TikTok.
Yeah.
And done 2 videos. I've got 1 video saved. I don't know how this girl did it. It's the Robin Williams from Mrs. Doubtfire, where he's like, I do voices, and she has nailed it. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do this week. So that'll probably take me about 5 days. And apart from that, it's making that iced coffee. That whipped coffee that you've seen. I don't know if you've seen, that's another TikTok thing. So basically you whip up coffee, sugar, and a little bit of water, and then you put it on top of your milk with ice cubes in, and you make this frothy iced coffee.
How have you been keeping yourselves busy?
Yeah, TikTok. no, not just that. My house is the cleanest it has ever been in the whole 12 years I've lived here.
We've filmed at your house a couple of times, and it's never really struck me as being a proper hovel. So
just a bit.
Cleaning's the thing. I have done a little bit of cleaning, although I can't be bothered.
Shit in it.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids. If I get to the end of the day and I fed them and they're still going, I've won.
Yeah.
Winning.
Yes.
Winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm jealous of your clean house, Becca.
How's the homeschooling going?
So we started day 1. We got up and we did PE with Joe. Actually did it the first day. And Matilda gave up and George did it just because he's stubborn. And then we did some work and then that was it. No, we're doing bits. If we can come out of this as a family and my two remember this as the time that we had a load of fun and they are somehow protected against the reality of it, I've won. Should I be doing more homeschooling? Yeah, of course I should. Is the work there that they should be doing? Yeah, but I'm looking after them. We're having fun. And we're doing, I mean, George has been drawing Deadpool and Bart Simpson pulling his pants down all day. I'm happy, yeah. I did see a brilliant thing the other day, a part of a homeschooling thing, and it was a St. John's ambulance thing. So you actually teach them a first aid course.
Oh, that's
And
great.
I thought stuff like, I'd try to really do stuff like that school don't get to do is probably quite a nice idea.
Schooling with Kelly Condron, everyone.
Everyone's like, bad mother.
No. I've seen what you feed them for dinner. You know, your banana bread. It's
legendary. That's a legendary recipe.
So, what's your vice over the lockdown period? Is it alcohol? Is it food? Is it what's your thing?
Both, probably.
Both.
Yeah. I like sweets and chocolate, but like really rubbish kids sweets. Like, you know, the fizzy ones or flying saucers and stuff like that. So I got a Tesco delivery, but you can only have 80 items, and we're shopping for our in-laws as well at the same time. And I'm like negotiating with myself what I want more. Okay, so I can only have 80, so I'll have to take the flying saucers out and keep the Prosecco. And it's that kind of level of negotiation with myself. 2 glasses a night, maybe.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not massive, but I'm not a massive drinker anyway.
How many flying saucers are we talking?
About 4 bags a night. Hit me up with those flying saucers.
Do you take them apart?
No, that's just wrong. You bite the top off and then you eat the sherbet and then you eat the rest of it.
Yeah.
See, Becca knows.
Well, last weekend I had a bottle of wine and I had 3 beers. I woke up at 4 a.m. like, bit much. That's a lot. But yeah, just a couple of nights. And then the nights where I'm like, oh, I haven't had a drink. I'm like, well done.
How many toilet rolls have you got in the house?
Quite a few.
How many's quite a few?
She's hoarding them.
So well, my mum's friend works for Suma.
Oh, don't be giving us some.
No, wait. It's a company that's like vegan and recycling stuff and whatever. So she got me a pack of 12 4-packs, and then she also gave me another pack of that for.
So 48. 48.
So I don't know maths at all. This is where Kelly, can you teach me something?
Yeah, 12 fours is 48 rolls of toilet roll.
That's 48 rolls of toilet roll.
Yeah, so we got that, and then she also gave me that again for her partner's son to come and pick up, and he never came to pick it up.
96 toilet rolls.
So I've given some to my dad, I've given some to my friends, because my friend in Manchester couldn't get any for like a week. So a boyfriend stopped off, and I was like, here, take some of ours. About 50.
And there's 3 of you in the house, is that right?
Yeah. But they really to pick them up, so.
Believe it or believe it not, that puts you second on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Wow.
Oh my God. I mean, is that good or probably?
Well, I don't know. I'm reserving
not for us
judgment.
to
I don't know if it's good or not. As long as you can sleep at night, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I think I've got about 2 halves lying around somewhere because the kids just get them out and use them and then leave half lying around. And I've got 2 in the cupboard. And it was a debate with myself, toilet roll or Prosecco. Prosecco won. When there was like no toilet roll at all in Manchester, I was like, right, okay, I get that like there's shortages of stuff. But really, if you're really desperate, you ain't going anywhere, are you? So you can actually... Yeah. Toilet roll you probably could do without. Food, maybe not.
Yeah.
Prosecco,
absolutely.
definitely not.
Was there anything specific that you were working on before lockdown? Did anything get stopped?
Obviously, I coach acting at the Manchester School of Acting, so the school closed. So we have 2 parts of the school. We have the adult side, and then we have the youth school, which they're not really youth. They're 14 to 19-year-olds. So the classes have been stopped, which is a shame, really, because we've got, particularly with the youth students, we've got a cracking group of kids at the moment that we're just smashing it. A couple of them, actually, one of them was out in Rome filming something, and his shoot got stopped, and he had to come back.
And how is he, the lovely Mark? How's he doing?
He's wonderful. Yeah, he's lovely. He's really good. He's really good. Not changed. So.
Well, that's nice to know.
Not changed.
I don't think he ever will.
No.
So
And why should he? Still in Dean's Get Locks?
yeah,
Yeah.
Centre of Manchester, yeah. The school's only successful because of the students. You know, if the students didn't have the success that they had, then the school wouldn't be successful. And that's why we're actually really picky with who we take on as well, because we kind of owe it as a duty to those that do train with us, that we only take on those people that we think, actually, we would really like to work with you. We think there's something there. Let's see what we can do. Because it is, the reputation of the school is in the hands of the student. That's my bugbear with kind of your traditional drama schools, is that by the time you finish your 3 years, there's debate that actually some of the stuff, if not a lot of the stuff that you've yet learned, is out of date for the industry, certainly for the screen industry. I think what we do with our students is throw loads of stuff at them and then say, use what works for you, because actually one size doesn't fit all. So we're going to try and do loads of things with you. And if it works, brilliant. Put it in your kit bag. You might need it one day. If it doesn't, brilliant, you found something that doesn't.
Students that I work with, I just encourage them to try everything. You know, if you go, Meisner might be your thing, and if it is, great, go and do it. You know, there might be something else that's your thing, go and do that. But try and find it. Well, having said that, you know, I think we all still have well, I hope we do, because I do, the imposter syndrome, you know, where you're on set or whatever and you're expecting somebody to walk up and tap you on the shoulder and say, come on, okay, what are you doing here?
Come on, competition winner.
Come on, who do you think you are? Off we go.
That's funny.
That's happened twice.
Well, with the band, we were going to record our some new promo, which was just like wedding stuff, just for an agency that we're on. We were going to do like a nice new promo and medley and pictures and stuff. So that got cancelled. And acting wise, I was just going to do a short film. And that's been obviously halted until further notice. Acoustically wise, it'll be me and a guitarist, or it'll be me by myself. Loads of stuff got cancelled before because obviously all the bars shut. So no one wanted us to gig. So that went first. Obviously, I work in a theatre. That got shut. And then the weddings that we did and the events that we did have booked in just kind of slowly were like, oh, we'll wait. Oh, no, we're not going to have it anymore. We'll wait. No, we're going to cancel it. It's July and August where I'm like, are we going to have it? Are we going to be able to have it? We're going to have to move it? I don't know. Luckily, wedding-wise, we've not had to reschedule yet. And weirdly, like I had a gig on the 14th of March and a couple came down to see us then. And she was like, they're getting married in December.
Favourite moment?
I mean, Hollyoaks gave me a lot of kind of unreal moments. A girl from Salford, like going through those things, it was just unthinkable, really. One of the best moments, I think, was I think it might have been like one of the Soap Awards or the National Television Awards or something. And Brenda Blethyn was there. And I love Brenda Blethyn. She's a cracking actor. And I went up to her and said, I don't want to bother you, but I just want to say that I think you're brilliant. And she was just lovely. Her and her husband took me under the wing, talking to me all night. We would get drunk. It was just like awesome. That's my memory of it. She probably remembers it slightly different. She's like, I think you find the successful people are bloody lovely. And then the ones that maybe aren't as successful but think that they might be a little bit more successful than they actually are complete knobs.
I'm glad you said that, because that's what I said to her on Twitter.
And the other wow moment, and it's a bit of a name drop, but it's just surreal. Bearing in mind, like, I'm from a proper working class background. Curzon in Salford is where I grew up. My mum and dad still live there. Mum works at Marks and Spencer's. My dad's an electrician. This is just like normal life. I was having a drink with Robbie Williams, and yeah, and he was like, "Come backstage and have a drink," and everyone was having a drink, and he was ill, I think, and he was talking to me. He said, "What do you think of the show?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was really good." Blah blah blah. Obviously, and then Jerry Halliwell comes up and goes, "Come on, Rob, we've got to go." And I'm like, so the story could be that I once got chatted up by Robbie Williams and Jerry Halliwell got jealous.
Is that how you remember it, though?
It could be, couldn't it?
Listen, it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Life is all about perspective.
Story's only told from one perspective, innit?
I was working on Attack of the Adult Babies. So basically, my mate got me onto that as just like a background artist like a few years ago. So I was just one of the nurses. So we all got glammed up, red lips and high heels and all this kind of stuff. I got quite friendly with the first AD, and he just kept going, "Are you free?" the night before, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming in." So I ended up doing like 8 days on this film. This is my first feature film. The place where we were shooting, the owner didn't know what we were doing, so every time he was around, it was all on the walkie-talkies. Everyone had to robe up. So there was like the older guys in the diapers had to robe up. We were there as sexy nurses. We had to robe up, and then they were like, "We're clear," and then we were all like ready to go. It's a film by Dominic Brunt, and it's like a gore kind of horror, dark comedy kind of thing. And basically, this family go to this estate, and there's these old gentlemen there that are all there ready to have a good weekend. And then all these sexy nurses rock up, and basically they get injected with this thing, and it turns them into like, they just have a weekend as being adult babies, and the nurses look after them, they burp them, they change them. But then everything starts to go a bit weird, and they all turn a little bit.
Yeah, after that.
After that weird bit.
That's the bit that it goes weird.
Yeah. So then there's like this big alien kind of pig man baby, and
Wow.
it just goes a bit.
I bet that was amazing to shoot.
It was so much fun. We had like a prosthetics person that worked on Harry Potter come and do like all the prosthetics. So there was someone who gets like an axe in the head and all this kind of jazz. And it was amazing to work on. And like everyone became like a really, really close-knit kind of team. And obviously I kept getting used. And then someone decided that they couldn't do their line. So they called me in, and I ended up getting a line. I was like,
"Change that nappy."
No, it wasn't.
Naughty boy.
Actually, I was faking being ill, because basically, I'm going to spoil it. They end up trying to kill everyone off. So we're all supposed to drink this tea. And I was like, "Sorry, miss, I don't feel very well." And then I have to run in high heels that were about this big. And I was like, it was just fun. That was my most enjoyable moment. I mean, the guys in nappies, no, but the filming was great.
Shock cinema, horror kind of comedy stuff get a bit of a bad rap, but the imagination required
Oh, yeah.
is just, it has to be applauded. And
the production value's amazing,
It is.
considering
I mean,
it was
it looks
such
great.
yeah.
The
industry is going to look like from the back of this, and also maybe a bit of advice.
I think the industry's going to change drastically, and this is just my opinion. Self-tapes are, I mean, they're kind of the norm now anyway, but they are going to be I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of things get cast purely from self-tapes rather than just first round self-tapes. I don't know how productions are going to get up and running again. So if you think that, how does a set actually work? How do we come out of lockdown and get to the point where you're allowed 200 people on a set? The makeup artist is putting makeup on these very valuable leading actors. What's she going to do it with gloves? Is she going to have a mask? I don't know. Advice to younger actors: use your time wisely. So make sure that you are very good at doing self-tapes, and the technical side of it will be the thing that will completely throw you. If your self-tape looks naff, your acting could be great, but there's an element subconsciously that you are telling those people that you're not professional. And you don't need to go out and buy a load of gear. You can have a really good looking self-tape with your phone. It's just about setting it up, making sure your shot size is right, making sure you're lit well enough, making sure your eyeline's right, the person that's reading in, always try and get an actor. If not, make sure that, if you're doing an American, really try your best not to get your mum doing a best Yorkshire, because it just jars. The person stood next to the camera, if they're as close to the camera as they could be, but stood back from it so that their volume isn't as loud, because sometimes the cameras can pick up their volume louder than yours. I do kind of wonder what the role of casting will become. But also it shows them what you like on camera, because I've done it with people. We can do something in a room and they can be phenomenal. And you put the same performance on a camera and for some reason it's just not translating. But I think there's a positive to the self-tape, and the positive is that they can see more people. And so if you've got a good agent that's really excited by you and that has good relationships with casting directors, they can say, look, I've got this new person, please will you let them self-tape for your show? I know there's a lot of casting directors that are saying send me stuff now, and that's slightly different.
Yeah, because
But sending an email saying, I know that you're casting this, so I've redone the first scene out of Game of Thrones because I think your show was going to be like that, and here it is. Yeah, and it's just like, oh my god.
Do you know what? If I was a casting director, I would love that. I would love that.
Lee, I think the first time it happened, you would absolutely love it, but like the 40th, you'd be like, oh gosh.
Yeah. Which weirdly, the legend is it's an IKEA sheepskin rug that they used in Game of Thrones.
Really?
That's the
Is
legend.
it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the costume designer tried all sorts, and they ended up going with the IKEA rug.
What, on Jon Snow?
Yeah. I mean, as the series move on, I think they've obviously
He
the
got an
budgets have
upgrade.
bigger. Yeah, but the first series, that's an IKEA sheepskin rug.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, listen, you live and learn.
I worry for theatre a lot. I mean, the Royal Exchange is a cracking theatre in Manchester, but if you look at their audience, most of them are 50, 60 plus.
Yeah.
And you know the money men, that's exactly how they're going to feel. So, you know, I think you're absolutely right. Self-tapes are here, and they've always been a part of the business, but I think they're going to be even more.
I think this is the other side of it as well, is the crewing side of it. It's a Channel 4 daytime show got launched while we were in lockdown, and they're running on real skeleton staff. And you just go, hold on, we're going to get out of this. And they're going to realise that they did it with a really small team.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I meant earlier about the fallout from it. It has changed. I'm not sure what it looks like. I'm sure there will be positives. I really don't want to see it as all doom and gloom. I think the theatres will have to get some fresh ideas into there. They're going to have to go for the younger audience. They're going to have to. And they're going to have to be smarter about it.
Sunday brunch done on 2 iPhones. Channel 4's flagship weekend show, 3 hours of live telly, and you've got Tim Lovejoy and Simon Rimmer broadcasting from the kitchens on a laptop. You just know somebody's looking at that going, yep, I don't need that studio. I don't need 50 crew.
Yeah.
I think people are also going to be cautious about commissioning stuff because we're all talking about coming out of lockdown, and it's horrific to think, but we don't know if there's going to be a second wave of it. We just don't know. So to plough a lot of money into new commissions when you just don't with no security there yet, I think that's another thing as well.
Yeah.
Get yourself tapes, be able to do a standard English accent, so kind of a neutral sound, and be able to do that standard American accent because people kind of just expect that you can do those, particularly if you're like under 20. They expect that, you know, your agent will send you a self-tape with an American accent and expect it back in 24 hours. And just keep positive and keep learning and keep going. It will come out and it will be different, but things change.
Me personally, like I haven't had an agent for about 8 months now. But before that, when I was with an agent, everything I had was self-tape, apart from one commercial where I had to go to London.
Did you get that job?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right then.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that was
worth
fine.
it.
Yeah, I know. I've done YouTube before, and that was kind of the edity type thing. So I'm kind of clued up, so I'm fine with that. But I am a bit worried about like what it's going to be like. Like I know someone who works in ITV, and she was just like, I don't really know how we're going to go back. And I'm just kind of like, I was like, oh, great, 2020, I'm going to get an agent. This is going to be fabulous. And then I was like, oh, shit. So what am I going to do now? And like the only thing that I can do now is just literally send agents tapes of myself.
They are all kind of inviting that though, aren't they? I've seen quite a lot of them being really proactive with going, look, I've got the time, I'll take a look at your tape, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's the only saving grace. Like you said, Kelly, earlier, like don't just send out a tape to a casting director. And that's something I would never really do because it's just, you get a lot of advice of going, hey, just self-tape and just send it. And I'm like, yeah, but if that was me personally, I wouldn't want to receive it. So I don't really do that. Now that everyone is saying, oh, please send us your stuff, it feels a lot more, in that sense, open. People who are self-representing and all that kind of jazz. I'm like, oh, great, I actually have a chance, instead of going, oh, well, I don't have an agent, so I'm not going to be seen for that. And I don't have an agent, so I can't be seen. They're in with that person and that casting director. So I felt very kind of low for the last couple of months of last year because I was just like, oh, well, I'm never going to get a shoe in.
One of the good things is that they are reaching out, a lot of the casting directors. You know, they're doing, the casting agent, historically, the workshops, which they always wind me up, that 50, 60 quid to go and
I can't, this is my bugbear. I'll get on it and I'll turn the airwaves blue.
I know. Look, we agree 100% on that.
Their job is to cast actors. In my opinion, they should not be charging actors to go and do a session with them.
Well,
That's surely
Totally agree.
immoral. So we have casting directors come to our school. So if you're a student of our school, you pay for your core class, and there's loads of other classes that go on, and you get them for free. And if any casting directors come in and you fit the brief that they're looking for, you come in. If agents come in, you come in. And you never pay a penny more for anything other than just your 1-2 hour session.
Yes.
And we've had these big casting directors come in, and we don't ever pay them or anything like that, and they don't ever take anything. But then you see other schools or classes charging their students, and I'm just like, who is making the money? Who is it? Is it the casting director asking for it because they've been into our school and they didn't ask us and we didn't pay them? Just be careful where you're going. Like, we do auditions, and that's my one thing that I say to everybody that's coming into audition. Look, if you don't get into our school, just be careful where you're going. Just make sure that the people that you're going to have you back, and that they aren't just doing it to make money out of you, that they actually genuinely think you can do something in this industry and they want to work with you. If they have the time to run casting workshops, then they ain't that busy casting, are they?
That's such a good point.
You said it.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
I have never met anybody within this industry that is not happy to give advice free.
Yeah,
Never.
exactly.
Never.
And all of the casting directors that I've certainly worked with that have been into the school have been wonderful, have been so supportive of the students, and have been genuinely wanting to find new talent, whether it be someone that has done a few bits before or somebody that's never done anything. I don't know, these workshops you just take the kind of the honesty out of it, and the
It almost feels to me like you're taking advantage of the vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely. What actor wouldn't pay 60 quid to think I'm going to be discovered? Because that's what goes through every actor's mind. It is. I'll do my scene and I'll be the one that stands out, that they'll go, oh my goodness, I've discovered this person. So that's worth 60 quid.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Of course that's what people think.
As actors, as if we don't have enough things to pay for. You know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm a union man. I'll always be a member of Equity. But I pay my Equity subs. You pay for Spotlight, which is an actor's tax. We have to pay it.
Yeah.
There's some good free content and advice and stuff on there and whatever. It's still a tax. We have to do it. Headshots, show reels, all the rest of it. We have to pay out this money constantly, and it boils my piss. Anyway. Which, to be fair, Kelly, that is one of the reasons that we said we wanted to do this, was because we just wanted to get people on, actors that have had, careers like yourself. We had Rhys Dinsdale on Monday, and he was chatting about. He was great, actually, and he's doing a Periscope thing and offering advice, and everybody's happy. I've never ever met anyone who I have said, "Oh, what are your thoughts on this?" and they've gone, "No, fuck off, pay me." Becca, I'm sorry, had you finished?
We just hijacked that completely.
That's fine. You've got more interesting
me
things
and Leah
to say anyway.
completely off our chest now, really happy. She's still got a question she hasn't
fine.
answered.
No, that's I totally agree with what you're saying, because that really annoys me as well. Just hoping that we can come out to something instead of nothing, because it kind of, the only thing that scares me is kind of having to go. I mean, I've always had like a little job that keeps me ticking over, but the job that kept me ticking over was in a theatre, so that's not going to happen. So I'm a bit like, what am I going to do now? Deliver some pizzas? I still want to be able to do something that I enjoy when this is all over. I don't just want it to be like, oh, well, you can't do anything for a very long time. I've been doing it for years, but I've not really kind of got to a place where I actually want to be yet. Everything's still like, I'm still learning everything, I'm still doing stuff, and I'm still meeting new people, but I'm kind of not where I want it to be. It's literally starting from scratch again. So
I don't think you're not on your own there, though. I mean, I feel like that. I very much feel like that. I mean, my career is not where I want it to be yet, but touch wood, I've had a good few years. I've been lucky, and I've worked hard. Whether you believe in luck or not is another thing. Most of the things that I've been doing the odd bit of television, but most of it has been theatre. My household income is planning on Panto in the and is that going to happen?
And obviously I'm quite lucky having music and to go into, because obviously everyone's still going to get married. I make quite a good living off people getting married, so it's not going to affect me too much next year, but it's more the making things and just like acting.
I think we put a little bit of pressure on ourselves as well, and I think quite a few people are putting pressure on themselves at the moment. In sometimes in a positive way, and sometimes in a not so positive way. There's this pressure. Oh, they're doing stuff, Well, I've got to do stuff. Actually, you know what? And Mike was saying something last week about that sometimes it's okay just to go. You know what? We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Let's just chill out. Just chill out a minute.
This is
just
not
take
a writer's
stock.
retreat.
For your mental health as well, more than anything. You could try and do stuff that you enjoy. Until tonight, I laughed all the way through these shows, and now I'm just annoyed about the state of the internet.
It's all right.
But this is.
God. I think the point is though, and picking up on what you just said, it's do things that you have control of.
Mm-hmm.
And that, keep it in your power. You have control to play around writing some sort of pilot for something, and it might be terrible. There's a brilliant Pixar thing out actually at the minute that shows you how they write. It's fantastic, and it's a really good writing tool. So for actors out there that are thinking, oh, do you know what? I might have a go at it. Why not do something that's in your control? Because that's much better for your mental health than sitting searching, trying to find auditions for stuff that might not even be made.
Yeah.
And something that you're going to enjoy writing.
Yeah.
Something you want to write about. Whereas, but not have this pressure of, I've got to create something that's, creative and interesting, and so that people will like it, and just do it for you.
For you, yeah.
Look at that. It's 9:30.
What time is it supposed to finish?
About an hour ago.
Before you started talking about casting.
Oh, you're blaming me.
Oh
If we can hit half an hour, we're usually all right, and we've done an hour and a half, so.
Wow.
Love it.
Have you still even got people watching?
Oh yeah, there's still people there. I can still see them.
They're hanging in there.
Whether they're all still awake, I don't know.
Probably not. Just left it going.
Yeah. We might have to put out 3 highlights just to get it all in.
we might just do the rant by itself.
Yeah.
We'll pull that out and do that on its own. It's been lovely talking to both of you. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute joy. Lovely to see you. Hope to see you again soon.
How good were they?
Very good. Lovely to see them both. So come back and join us again on Monday, 8 o'clock, live on YouTube. We will have Kai Owen, who you remember from Torchwood, joined by actor Liz Carney. And we look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye.
Yeah, adios from the bunker.